Peter, can you explain to us what has led you to be here today?
Yes, this is to commemorate the men of the 2nd Tactical Air Force, the 21 BDS, who arrived at Omaha Beach on the 6th of June 1944. Omaha is known as an American beach, but for 120 or 150 men of the RAF Air Force, their job was to land and set up a mobile ground interceptor radar station as close to the American front lines as possible. When they landed around 5:30 on that day, they landed in part of the beach which wasn't taken, and they suffered very heavy casualties. They lost 11 men, 40 others were injured, and most of their equipment was destroyed or drowned out when they landed on the beaches.
So what is your own personal interest in this day?
Well, my father was one of the members of the RAF group. He was drafted in at the last minute with about 4 or 5 other specialist officers, and his role was to provide technical support to the advanced radar that the RAF had. And the reason they were here was because the Americans didn't have at that stage advanced ground control and intercept radar equipment.
So I noticed that you're wearing medals today. Can you talk to us about those medals?
I can certainly talk to you about the Military Cross, which was awarded to my father for his valour and exploits on D-Day and D-Day +1. In the whole of the Second World War, there were only 65 military crosses awarded to members of the Royal Air Force, and 4 of those were won on that day, and as well as 2 military medals. 6 men were recognised for their bravery on that day. The second in command, technical officer, who was Norman Best, my father, Dr. Rycroft, who was the doctor, and a Padre Harding, as well as 2 non-commissioned officers, Sergeant Reed and Sergeant Eckersall.
Do you know what particular reason there was behind your father's military cross?
Well, I don't know precisely, because my father was a shy man and he didn't talk about his exploits, but from my research, his main reason was the fact that he salvaged an awful lot of equipment from bombed and damaged vehicles whilst from the sea and on the beach when under fire during D-Day +1.
It must have been a very dangerous time and a very brave man.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I'm very proud of his exploits and those of the other men, all the other men who were on the beach on that day, both American and British. But the fact that the British contingent on Omaha have not been recognised until today is a very part of history which has been corrected, and it's marvellous that there is a lasting memorial to him and the brave men who fought that day.
Now there is obviously this memorial today. Who has been instrumental in ensuring that it is here today?
Well, the main credit must go to Dr. Les Dobinson, who was a member of a mobile signal unit that joined up with the GCI 1509-15082 on D-Day +2. But he obviously knew all of the men who had died, as well as those who survived, and he was with those for most of the rest of the war. He plus an organisation in France called Deep Respect have been instrumental in organising this wonderful lasting tribute to those men.
That is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.